you'll defrost meat so quickly. First, make sure to freeze the meat in a bag, laid flat. This is important not only for the new method I'll show you, but also helps save space in the freezer. For this trick, you'll only need 2 pots. That's all you need to enjoy fresh and evenly defrosted meat. It will be ready in just a few minutes. You won't waste any more time on long defrosting processes. Preparing your favorite dishes will only take a moment. Try this method, and it might just become your favorite kitchen trick for everyday use. When you want to defrost meat, place one pot upside down, put the frozen meat on top, and place the second pot on top of that. Leave it for about 20 minutes. Metal pots conduct heat perfectly, allowing the meat to defrost quickly without losing the juices that often escape when using other, more common methods. Do not thaw chicken breasts. A simple grater is enough to prepare a dinner from them. Grate the frozen fillet on large holes and make an exquisite dinner out of it. This dish is my secret recipe. I don't have to rush to the store for fresh meat for dinner. If I have frozen chicken fillet in the fridge, it's so simple. Grate the frozen fillet and transfer it to a larger bowl. Chop 1 shallot. Add it to the grated meat. Peel 2 medium-sized potatoes. Grate them on the grater as well. Squeeze out excess water and add to the meat with onions. Add 1 egg. Season everything with salt and pepper. Add half a teaspoon of oregano. Sprinkle about 200 grams of grated yellow cheese. Mix into a uniform mass until all ingredients are combined. Pour a little olive oil into the pan. You can also add butter. You can fry the first portion as small patties. Shape them in your hands and fry. These patties are exceptionally soft and very cheesy. Everyone loves them. They smell and taste delicious. Place the second portion on the pan. Smooth out the edges. Cover with a lid and fry for about 15 minutes. After this time, take a plate and flip the dish. Fry the second side for another 15 minutes. Meanwhile, chop the green parsley. Place the fried dish on a plate, sprinkle with parsley. You'll defrost meat in 5 minutes. Quickly and easily. It's the perfect trick when you need to make dinner at the last minute. I'll show you how to defrost meat in 5 minutes. I'll take the meat out of the bag. I'll show you that it's frozen. Normally, defrosting would take at least an hour. Pieces of pork neck or pork loin, and even a whole piece of meat, need a lot of time after being taken out of the freezer before you can start frying or cooking them. But that won't be necessary anymore. This method of quick meat defrosting is a tried and tested trick. My whole family uses it. And despite the meat being truly frozen, it will be ready for further processing in just a few minutes. And the best part is, you only need 2 ingredients for this. And that's enough. Any frozen meat will defrost quickly. You'll be able to easily separate it and prepare dinner from it. Pour 2 liters of water into a container. The water should be at room temperature. It shouldn't be warm, let alone hot. Now it's time for the most important ingredient. It's vinegar. You can adjust the amount depending on the amount of meat you need to defrost. The more meat you have, the more vinegar you pour into the water. The second important ingredient is salt. For this portion of meat, I'll use a tablespoon of salt. Wrap the meat tightly in a bag. Place it in the water. Put something heavy on top so it doesn't float. I'll use a hammer right now. Take the meat out after 5 minutes and see the result. It's almost hard to believe that the meat is defrosted in just a few minutes. It was primarily the vinegar and salt that made the frozen meat soften so quickly. See how simple it is? You can start making dinner. Freeze lemons and grate them to discover their amazing properties. How do you use lemons? Perhaps, like most people, just for garnishing dishes or adding a slice to your tea? Or maybe you squeeze the juice and mix it with water? If you think drinking lemon juice is enough, you're mistaken. Lemons have so much more to offer. Few people use them to their full potential. It's time to change that. Freezing lemons will provide extra benefits. A frozen lemon retains all its properties and more. To freeze a lemon, first wash it. Fill a bowl with water and add apple cider vinegar. The vinegar will remove toxins from the lemon. Wash the lemons, then dry them. You can let them air dry for a few hours, then place them in the freezer. The next day, remove them and grate them with the peel. Lemon peel boosts the immune system, fights inflammation, cleanses the kidneys, detoxifies the liver, regulates blood pressure, eases depression symptoms, helps fight cancer, and prevents asthma. Instead of just drinking lemon juice, try making smoothies with the whole lemon, including the peel. Grate the entire lemon seeds and all, and transfer it to a jar. Seal it and store it in the freezer. This is the best way to keep it. Use it as an addition to cocktails, desserts, breakfast cereals, or meals. It's excellent for strengthening, cleansing, and detoxifying your body. Your tomato paste will never go moldy again. Tomato paste is a versatile addition to many dishes, but unfortunately, it only lasts a few days in the fridge after opening before it starts to mold. I'll show you the best way to store it. Take some baking paper and cut it into equal pieces, preferably squares. Lay one piece flat, then spread 1 tablespoon of tomato paste on it. Place another square of paper on top and press down gently with a glass. Repeat until you've used the whole jar. You don't have to worry about wasting food. This method is quick and easy. Then, place all the paper pieces with the paste into a Ziploc bag and freeze them. Once frozen, the paste can stay fresh for a month or even longer. Just grab a slice from the freezer whenever you need tomato paste. It's the best way to keep it fresh, and you'll never have to throw it away again. Prepare snow tomatoes for winter without boiling jars or baking. These tomatoes can be stored all year round without a fridge and look like festive snow globes. Place washed tomatoes in large jars gently to avoid bruising. Fill the jars with lukewarm boiled water, ensuring the water covers all the tomatoes. Cover and let them sit for 20 minutes. Peel a head of garlic and blend a handful of cloves into small pieces. Don't grind them too finely. Pour the water from the jars into a pot. Don't discard it as you'll need it. Add 100 milliliters of spirit vinegar, 100 grams of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of salt to the pot. Mix well and bring to a boil. Add 2 tablespoons of garlic to each jar of tomatoes. Then pour the boiling mixture from the pot into the jars, filling them to the top to cover the tomatoes. Seal the jars tightly and shake them to distribute the garlic evenly. The effect is mesmerizing, like a snow globe, which is why my family calls them snow tomatoes. As the jars cool, they will self-preserve and can be stored for 12 months without refrigeration. I use these tomatoes for soups and sauces. They're a healthy alternative to canned tomatoes. Do you make tomato preserves for winter? What do you think of this recipe?